So what I just showed was the wheel well to the floor pan, I guess you could call it. And there's that little gap where everything kind of rolls in together. And I tried going into the wheel well and kind of beating it out. Wasn't happening. So basically I'm just doing spot weld, spot weld, spot weld, spot weld, spot weld, spot weld, or I guess you call it tack weld, with 3/32 filler. And it's basically, that's the only way I can do it, because trying to get enough heat to kind of form all that in there, I know there's no way, not on like this thin 20 gauge. I've learned enough now that I didn't even try it. I knew I was going to blow holes and cause all kinds of problems. So it was just literally more simple to just put a bunch of little spot welds side by side by side by side. And then they'll dip down in there pretty good. And then I come over the top again and do like a finish weld, basically to connect all of it together to make it one seamless weld. And it works. They're ugly, but everything I'm doing on this car so far, well, except for the roof, that's turning out good, welding wise, is ugly. So I'm okay with it. It got the job done on this side. I've got a couple more welds on this side. That whole side's prepped and ready to go. That's going to be, once I do that little seam crap again, I'll be able to knock all those out. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you. I don't know how well that focuses, but I'm over here welding left-handed. And I turned pulse off and went back to scratch and just started. I got good hand-eye foot coordination, right? So I'm rocking the pedal myself, and it's working beautiful. Everything's laying down, and then I couldn't see very well, and I think I got, like, the filler rod, instead of melting on the tip, I think it melted back right here, and it caused it to pop up. And when it did that, it hit the tungsten. Whatever, no big deal. I've done that like a million times. But the problem was, I went, oh, and I went to flick it off so I didn't have to grind it off. Went right through my glove and a good portion into my thumb. Actually, it's pretty deep into my thumb, and it is throbbing. I started welding, I did another weld, and then my thumb is throbbing just so hard, I can't concentrate on it. I'm a baby, I know, but it hurts like hell. Luckily it cauterized, so it's not like it's going to bleed, but I'm going to take a break and call today, or at least for now. I'll probably come out this evening when it's a little bit cooler. It is pretty hot in here today. It's 72 outside, so it feels like it's like 100 now, especially welding. So I'm going to just, I don't know, I'll come back out and give you an update when I knock more of this stuff out. Actually, I'll probably do it all over the next day or so and then show you an update. Let's get shit all over. Well, we have a perma spot somewhere in here on the camera now, and I don't know why. The lens is completely clear, but I think it's fuzzy still. Yep, and you can see it. It's right like there. Identified one low spot, which is there, and I created the low spot here. There was a bump there. I didn't fill it, I don't know why. But when I went to sand it, I could fill it, and then obviously I just mushed it down just slightly and then filled it in. So it should be good. Here is major bad spot. This was all that rust that was ground out, and then I went ahead and used the rust converter on it just to make sure. I'm using the, whatever they call that, the fiberglass infused resin stuff, the jelly, the fiberglass jelly. I'm using it because it's a lot harder, and it's gonna just, like, I don't know, eat the heck out of it. So I put it on there, and it's not really that thick, it's pretty thin. I could have used Bondo, but I don't really trust it because it's not really hard enough, I guess. But I'm gonna block it out and then fill it, because I'm sure it's not perfect. But the rest of the roof, You can see where it's pretty good. This was that really bad spot around here. So it's close. You can see there's still a couple little spots that aren't 100% perfect. But I think if I can get a really good layer of fill primer on there, I can correct that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was not ready for 180. I thought I was, but then with that bump spot here, it was just easier to go ahead. I took 40, knocked out, smoothed it out as best I could, found the high spot, took my rubber hammer, and just kind of barely started just basically letting gravity take it, and just kind of lowered it down, got it to where it's just a smidgen low, and then put some filler on it. That spot, I don't know what happened there. I couldn't even feel it, but when I started going over it, I don't know. The welding, I gotta find somebody that I know. Hopefully my brother can come out here or something and sit down with me and figure this out. Because I'm at a loss. Y'all's tips have helped greatly. But tips only go so far. I mean, learning on YouTube obviously only goes so far. If there were specific videos out there on how to tackle my exact situations, maybe I could figure it out. But with me just kind of guessing off of like welding tips and tricks and weld.com and fabricator series and the Fab Forum and so on and so forth, the guys out there that I really look up to, they're not doing exactly this. So up shit's creek. But no, I'll get some help and I'll figure it out. And my appointment for tomorrow is probably going to cancel because he's sick now. So that's fine. At least he called and said he was sick. So today was a bust. Tomorrow hopefully won't be a bust. I'll see y'all on that episode.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.